Hey there, friends. It's your Bad Couch Guru, Lindbergh, and welcome to the Health and Fitness Motivation Podcast. This is our very first episode that we are calling, What Would You Do? That's right. About every week or so going forward now, we're going to give you a special episode that tells the story of somebody else and something they're dealing with. And then we are not going to tell you what actually happens to that person. What we want you to do is I want you to decide for yourself, what would you do in this person's situation? The reason we're doing this is because it's going to help you get practice in thinking about what you think somebody else should do. And then ask yourself, do I have something similar in my life? And maybe I can take more control, take more ownership of my life. So it's a little bit of reverse psychology. So enjoy this very, very first installment of the Health and Fitness Motivation. What would you do? This is the story of Crystal. Crystal's been working 20 years and is now working at home due to COVID restrictions. She's a year into this, going a little bit out of her mind between work and kids and school. Her gym is closed and she's not only just struggling with all of it, but she's finding her mental health is struggling also. She's finding herself with all of this, getting higher anxiety, feeling more restless, feeling more cooped up. Her gym is closed and she used to enjoy the gym, but now she's wondering if that gym's ever going to open again. And she knows she needs to exercise, but her kids are at an age where she can't just leave the house and leave her kids alone. And there's nowhere really to send her kids, so she's just stuck. And so Crystal has an idea. What if I get a treadmill? Should I get a treadmill for my house? And so Crystal starts thinking about it for a few days and does a little bit of research and finds out that, holy moly, brand new treadmills can be expensive. And then she starts looking further and at other resources like Craigslist and eBay and some local pages and realizes that there's a whole lot of treadmills out there for cheap and ellipticals and all kinds of exercise equipment. And so she thinks, you know what? Maybe this is it. Maybe this is what I do. I get a treadmill. I put it in the middle of our family room. There's not a lot of room in the family room, but you know what? We'll just deal with it. And this is just what I'm going to do. And I think this is the best solution for me right now, today. Maybe not forever, but for right now, while there's 8 inches of snow on the ground and dark at 4 o'clock in the evening, maybe now's the time to get that treadmill. So she does a little bit of research. And then she comes out to the living room and she talks to her hubby. She's like, hey, I have an idea. I'd like to get a treadmill. And I think I can get one of them for pretty cheap. And her husband peers up from his cell phone that he's texting his friends on and says, why would you do that? Oh, well, because I think it'd be good for me and I'm feeling a little cooped up and I could use the exercise. And he looks at her and says, why bother? Why waste the money on it? It never gets used. Treadmills never get used. Feeling defeated, Crystal goes back to her office and looks at that computer monitor of hers with the treadmill she found that she thought maybe she would buy. And instead, she just sighs a big sigh and decides it's time to go to bed. So after taking care of the dishes, picking up the house, making sure kids' homework's done for the next day, getting the kids to bed, all those things that she does for everybody else, she looks at the dirty pile of laundry and decides to leave it and then just passes out in bed. And it's then when she has the strangest, most random dream. In her dream, Crystal is sleepwalking, and she hears a noise in the living room. And so she slowly walks through her dark house, and a strange noise, it's calling her. The noise slowly gets louder and louder as she gets closer to the front door of her house. And something inside of her just makes her feel horribly scared and horribly upset, but she just can't help herself. She just is drawn to the front door, and she cautiously reaches out towards the handle of the front door knob. But the knob, it's freezing cold. The doorknob is slippery. And then the noise continues, and she can't help herself. She's trying to open this door, and she's trying to get to that noise, but she can't open the handle, and she's trying and trying and trying. And then all of a sudden, as she's frantically trying, this arm comes down and grabs her from behind, and she screams. It's her husband. It was just a dream. Nobody is running out of time. Everybody's okay. But something just doesn't feel right. So rather than going straight to bed, Crystal needs to calm down her nerves a little. So she slowly shuffles into her home office, and her computer monitor is still on. She'd forgotten to turn it off. And she looks up at the monitor, and she sees that treadmill she was looking at is still available. It's still for sale. But she's not sure she has the support she needs to buy it. So Crystal takes a big, deep breath and sighs. What should Crystal do? What would you do if you were Crystal? Alrighty, friends, I hope you enjoyed that first installment of What Would You Do? Be sure to check out couch2active.com. Make sure you've got your exercise and health in order. If not, schedule a meeting with me, Lindbergh, on couch2active.com. Bye-bye now.